everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Rasslin podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode 146 from November 12th, 1994. And this is Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we got a bit of a recap show. But before we get into all of that, I want to first say it's technically the same venue, and it's mostly a review show we're not really going to watch along with it. There are a few different promos we'll sprinkle in here and there, but if this ends up being a short episode, you know why. This is mostly an episode that is building up the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour coming up in just 2 weeks' time from this show airing November 12th of 94. Shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, and Mike Childry, our big-time Patron contributors, but I just wanted to mention this may be a shorter show than normal because it's a recap show, and Doc, as I welcome you in and ask you how you're doing, what are your thoughts on recap shows?
For recap shows are the shits. But let me tell you something, and I want to shoot straight with the Army here, because I know for years people thought it was me being the heel. But let me tell you what I heard this week. The Menace over here has been on that Mid-South show, and they'll do a 30-minute review. And they ran that out, they floated it out, and they're like, ooh. And he goes, you know what? We didn't get any blowback from that. So I bet we could start getting away with that on Smoky Mountain too. So this is his attempt to see if y'all will bite on being angry at not getting the full content that y'all are used to so that he can have less to edit and less to upload.
Speaking of world
class, y'all seen,
I was talking about Mid-South, but whatever.
Whatever. Same thing, right?
Pretty much.
Y'all seen that I saw someone post a picture of some old world class board game.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? I never seen that before.
Let's get it and get together and eat pizza and play it.
Yeah.
You've never seen that board game, Harper?
I don't think I've seen it either.
Right?
Oh,
yeah.
Come the fuck. Look, Mr. Wrestling friend from Texas over here, Doc, and he's never seen that.
It's a legit board game.
Yeah, it was. It was a legit game. The one with Gang on the cover of it?
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I never played it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Maybe y'all could, at your X-rated meetup down in New Orleans, you and all the Army could go back to the hotel and get in your jammies and play wrestling board games.
Yeah.
Maybe
in New Orleans.
You can blow me.
In New Orleans.
I get to be Gino.
Please tell me that you Harper and Mike, y'all are gonna take the Army to the nastiest, dirtiest strip club in town and just ball out after the show.
She's.
There you go. I like it.
I'd love. Well, I don't know if I don't know which one's the dirtiest now. I used to think that Onyx was the dirtiest.
Oh God.
Onyx.
Jeez. I don't think that's there anymore.
Slam.
Right, that's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like boy. To me, Onyx used to be the filthiest, but like,
dude,
I don't know.
I've been there. Like when I was like 20 years old, like I was like 19. I used to work at Jiffy Lube, and the black guys are there and took me there.
Come on, Harper, we'll make a man out you.
Yeah,
Doc,
pretty much.
Hold on. What did you say? The black guys that you work with took you to Onyx, and what happened?
It was fucking. I was like, man, look at all this. This is fucking. What the fuck?
No, you got to give us more. What are you saying? What the fuck to?
It was these big old fat black women. It's just I was like, man, it's just. I don't like this.
Okay. All right.
I'm thinking it's going to be like, okay, they're going to have like Halle Berry or some shit up there. Nah, bro.
Halle Berry?
I don't know. Some fucking hot or fucking, I don't know, Tyra Banks or some shit.
It was the Onyx Harper.
Instead, they all look like Sasha Banks.
No.
No.
Onyx was bad, bro. I didn't like Onyx. I told you I used to go to the Roxbury, man. Roxbury was classier. But Onyx is not there, so I don't know.
Make sure that the Army gets the full NOLA experience.
I think by the time this airs, it'll air the week of. I'm not sure. I don't have.
Well, I hope everybody made it through. I hope everybody got to the free clinic afterwards and got their prescriptions filled, and I hope y'all had fun. Y'all need to learn to walk with Jesus, though. That's all I'm saying.
And with that said, we'll get into episode 146 of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, again, from November the 12th, 1994. Let's play a little soundbite from JR at the beginning. This is just the beginning of the show, and this is why we're saying we're basically, it's a review show, and it may not be as long as normal. Here it is.
Ross, and welcome to this special edition of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. As you can see, we're not at the arena. We're on location this week near Marietta, Georgia, the site of one of the great Thanksgiving Thunder events. We've been invited here by James E. Cornette himself. This is allegedly near his training facility. He's got some big challenges awaiting him during Thanksgiving Thunder. Now, in this broadcast, we're going to take you back and review some of the situations that have occurred right here on Smoky Mountain the last 6 weeks. We have also got a Beat the Champ match. We got a brand new Beat the Champ television champion, Brian Anderson. He's going to be challenged by Tracy Smothers, and as you all know, there's quite a rivalry brewing between Tracy Smothers and Brian Anderson over a situation that happened in Brian's college many years ago. We're also going to preview Thanksgiving Thunder as well, and as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I think I see James E. Cornette. He's coming this way. James E. Cornette, here he comes, and looks like you're doing your road work. I guess maybe you're taking this thing a little bit more seriously than we thought.
You know something, Jim Ross? I don't have too much time right now because I'm right in the middle of my road work. I've only done 30 miles. As a matter of fact, we're in Marietta. I ran down to College Park, came back up. Now I'm going to go over to Gainesville, and then I'm going to jog back, so I'll be back in a couple of breaks, and I'm going to tell everybody what I'm going to do to Ron Wright. As a matter of fact, I have made arrangements. Ron Wright will be here next to me right here today, and I'm going to interview Ron Wright personally before the end of the show.
I don't believe that.
Well, I don't care what you believe because it's the truth. I'm going to interview Ron right here today on the program. Now go ahead and do what you're doing, and I'm going to run over to maybe Athens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as James E. Cornette takes another hike, let us...
I wanted to play that because he's going to interview Ron Wright at the end, and we'll get to that. But that's why I wanted to play that.
Let me jump in here real quick and say, Harper, man, I would love to sit out. That's a beautiful scenery behind there. I'd like to just sit out on that step and drink like 18 beers and just sit in the quiet nature and just be left alone, right?
I like that fucking Louisville jacket.
God, that thing screamed 1990.
Yeah.
Thing's awful.
That's
the loudness
nice.
of that thing did scream 1994, yeah. Wow. All those colors and combinations, yeah.
Just collage, just shit out on a jacket.
Yeah. All right, so JR then throws us to a recap of Cactus's debut in the angle with Cactus, Boo, and Tammy. Nothing much to say about that. They do then have a short Cactus promo. It's basically just a last-second promo headed into Thanksgiving Thunder. It's meat and potatoes as we head towards the tag match where it will be Cactus and Brian Lee versus Chris and Boo Bradley. They then recap the Gangsters and Rock and Roll Express. That recap, just so you know, as Doc fusses about recaps, I did want to mention something. The recap of the Gangsters and Rock and Roll Express, it's a 45-minute episode. They did 11 minutes on just that recap alone.
Man, we're having a big show. Where's Mike Furness?
I don't know.
Where's Bob Blaze?
Yeah. Where the fuck's Bobby Blaze?
He'll be back.
When? I mean, where'd he go? Like, for real?
Maybe you should ask him. I mean, he's not hard to get in touch with. Bobby will be back, though. He'll be back in a big way at that.
That's true.
Speaking of people coming back, I ain't trying to spoil things.
This is a man, Mike. I ain't gonna spoil it either. But
should I say it?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I think this recap is so bad that you might need to say it because this is big news of a big. There's other people coming in too, so you could say this one. I know what it is. This one's good.
We talking about you and I talked about earlier this week at work. Yeah, no. Okay.
I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about, man. I think you ought to say it because it's not necessarily a new. It's a return.
Yeah, it's a return, but everybody's favorite, busting baby doll's guts out. Buddy Landell, Budrow will be back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Soon.
Very soon. I mean, we're not that far off from Buddy, and we love us some Buddy Landell. Everybody out there loves Buddy, but as we're going through this recap, just so you know. So Buddy will be back. But they keep going with these recaps. And again, they spent 11 minutes on the recap of the Gangsters and the Rock and Roll. They then go to a rock and roll.
Well, and let me ask you this though. I mean, we're at the ghetto street fight, but they've already beat the piss out of each other. I am a little curious as to where they're going to go next with this.
I don't know, but I can tell you, they literally showed this brawl. Remember
how many times have we seen this?
Is this the 4th time that they aired the brawl outside the arena?
Minimum.
But
I am telling you, man, they were doing this before ECW was. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, certainly. They then show them at the fairgrounds, that match that they had with the ring with no apron on it. All the. Yeah, they recap all of this stuff, and then they end it by finally going to Ricky Morton, who cuts like a 20-second promo, and it's meat and potatoes. There's really nothing to it. They're gonna bring basically Morton says he and Gibson are gonna bring all sorts of things to the ring, and they're gonna get the Gangsters in the street fight, in the ghetto street fight, and that was basically it. That was the recap of it. So we then keep going, and we then get another recap of, and I'm trying to get to it. It is the Abdullah situation. Boy, talk about something that doesn't pay off. We get a recap of Cornette and Bob Armstrong and a replay of Abdullah the Butcher, the video package they aired a couple of weeks ago. Wow. Unfortunately, yeah.
And here's the thing. I'd really want to see that.
Armstrong and Abdullah?
Yes.
Oh, I would too.
Because we've been doing Funk and Murdoch. I want to see Abdullah because that's a different animal than Murdoch and Funk.
Harper, what do you think?
It's gonna be bad. I mean, maybe like this is a '94, maybe 5 to 10 years prior.
Well, let me just seal this for you. It don't happen.
Oh, it doesn't even happen. Period.
Yeah, I thought Doc had given that spoiler away a couple weeks ago.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it don't happen.
You got to get stuck in the Sudan.
I don't know if we mention what does happen, so we'll kind of not say it. But yeah.
But let's just say that his replacement is more in line with the Funk and Murdoch line than an Abdullah replacement.
Oh shit!
I know we're joking, but Abdullah terrified the fuck out of
me. Me too.
Yeah, he did.
1983, 1984. You'd see this, and I'd be like, and then I'd have to watch Kamala. I felt like my life was in constant danger via wrestling.
This is just he literally was a butcher, man. Anyway, all right, so we'll keep the show moving. So after they replay that video package, they actually do go to a new promo from Bullet Bob, and I will play that. Here it is.
Thanksgiving Thunder, the final conflict. And they ain't just whistling Dixie because Jim Cornette has done what anybody else couldn't do. He's gone and got Abdullah the Butcher. 350 pounds of raging, crazy man. Nobody can handle him. That's why you don't see him on TV for WCW, WWF. You never see that idiot because they can't take the risk. Because that man is a complete lunatic. Now, I don't know what you did, Cornette, to get Abdullah the Butcher, but on Thanksgiving Thunder, I guess I'm going to find out. Now, I don't go but about 100 pounds less than him, but I think I got as much fight as he is, and as crazy as he is, who knows what's going to happen. The rules are real simple. If I lose, I leave. That's my rule. If I lose, I leave. So I've got to put everything into this on Thanksgiving Thunder because I don't want to leave. If I win this match, it's going to be my last one. I'm going to go back to the commissionership. I've got the board of directors' word that if I win, that no longer can Jimmy Cornette and his cronies, any of his busted union out of here gang, none of his boys can mess with the Bullet again. I can do my commissioner's job like I've always wanted to, tried to be fair with everybody. Cornette will not have a way to stick his nose in and have things going his way. I won't have to throw any more crooked board of directors out the door personally. It'll just be me as commissioner, and you go your way, do your thing. Let me make the decisions as I know how. After 30 years, I should know how. So Thanksgiving Thunder, you bring the big bad man on. And there's just one little stipulation I want to say. And I've already got this in writing. It's finalized. Remember a while back when nobody had ever beat Terry Funk in a Texas death match, and you were laughing because you said when Terry Funk beats you, you're going to have to crawl across the ring and kiss my feet? Well, brother, I got news for you. If I beat Abdullah the Butcher Thanksgiving Thunder, that's the last stipulation. You'll have to crawl, and you ought to be used to crawling, across that ring and kiss my feet. And, brother, that would make me as happy as anything in my life so far today is to have you, Cornette, and me looking down, and you kiss my feet. So it's whole hog or none. All the marbles are in the basket, brother. It's all for one and one for all. Thanksgiving Thunder, I'll see you, Abdullah the Butcher, and Jim Cornette. When I finish, you make look like a wheelbarrow full of roadkill.
Doc, any thoughts on Bob Armstrong's promo?
I mean, I think it's great. I thought he was really good there. I like the line about it. You know, WWE and WWF and WCW won't even have him in because they can't take the risk. I mean, he's 100 pounds lighter. I mean, that's just, you know, I love it.
Harper, any thoughts from you, or are you just tired of this angle? Because
really
tired of it. He's tired of it.
The hell.
He's tired of it. What hurts this is Abdullah doesn't show up, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's go now to a Cornette promo. Cornette is responding to Bullet Bob here.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're still on location down in deep in the heart of Georgia, near Marietta, as a matter of fact, one of the sites of the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour. James E. Cornette is in training. Are you okay? Doesn't look like it. What's that Wendy's wrapper? Have you been stopping at Wendy's on the way on this jog?
I had a problem on I-85 coming up through Atlanta with this VW bus, and I almost knocked a guy out. But let me tell you something, I'm ready. But you know what I'm happy about? Because there's two things going on at Thanksgiving Thunder that Jim Cornette's involved in. Not only the Ron Wright thing, which I'm going to have Ron Wright out here a little bit later on in the program. I'm going to talk to him personally.
Yeah, no kidding.
But also Bob Armstrong and Abdullah the Butcher. Now, everybody knows that Bob Armstrong said on August the 5th that he stepped down as commissioner.
Right.
Well, I have forced Smoky Mountain Wrestling to force Bob Armstrong to agree to come out next week here on television and reveal who the new commissioner has been, because I say it's Armstrong and has been all along. He denies it. Well, here's your chance, Armstrong, because next week on television, you've got to produce, under penalty of fine and or possible perjury, you've got to produce the new Smoky Mountain commissioner that's supposedly the guy that's been doing this all along. And when you do, then you're not going to have anybody to produce, and you're going to have to admit that you're a liar. And then there's the big match.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like your law team of Dewey, Cheatham, and Hal been working overtime on this one.
No, I've got a new firm, Trickle Down and Drip. And let me tell you something. Abdullah the Butcher, the boogeyman, the bad man from the Sudan, is coming to Smoky Mountain Wrestling at Thanksgiving Thunder. And Bob Armstrong, you didn't believe it could happen. You didn't think that I could get anybody that could take you. But I assure you, under no circumstances am I going to lower myself, degrade myself in front of all those hillbillies, all those rednecks, and all those people that hate me so much by getting down on my hands and knees and crawling across that ring like a common thief and kissing your stinking feet. My breath ain't going to smell like kiwi boot polish, and that's what I'd have to do if my man lost. So he's going to win, and then Bob Armstrong will be out of my hair forever. Now, Jim Ross, I've got to go, and I got to do some more road work, lift a couple of weights, but when I come back, I'm going to talk about Ron Wright, and I'm going to have Ron out here in a little while.
It sounds like it smells that breath you've been eating with those Wendy's doubles again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this whole situation is the subject of this.
All right, Doc, your thoughts on Corny right there?
I like JR because he's got the clout to be able to kind of come back at him, and he's youthful enough to go at him, and they're buddies. So I like that. Your breath smells like hamburgers. Let's get Ron Wright out here, man.
Oh, okay. You don't have any other thoughts before we keep going?
That's what he's got me ready to see Ron Wright come out.
All right.
I'm just
Harper, anything from you, or you're just so tired of the Cornette and Bob Armstrong angle?
Yeah, man.
Man, this is the promotion. This is what it's built on.
Yeah, but you need more than this.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what we got more of. I tell you what we got more of. We got more of Ron Wright out in his grandpa shirt. Harper, you tell us what kind of car, remind us what kind of car he drives after the promo plays. Here it is. This is Dirty White Boy and Ron Wright.
Bruiser Bedlam, we had a match to where I beat you, and the loser had to get strapped, get handcuffed and get strapped. Well, you got your 5, but Mr. Jim Cornette didn't. Things got turned around. And for what you and Jim Cornette did, Bruiser Bedlam, when you jumped on this man right here and you whipped him like a dog, I think of this man just like my own father, and they will be held to pay. Ain't that right, Ron?
Let me tell you something. Jim Cornette, I thought you had a little bit of sense and smart in your head, but let me tell you something, Puke. The day that you went down there and beat me senseless with that strap, that was the day I realized you was completely stupid. Now, let me tell you something. Coming up Thanksgiving and the match, I've got you in a tag match down there. I'm not able to wrestle real wrestlers no more, but let me tell you something. I can walk to the ring and beat you any day of the week.
And Ron, and let me tell you something, Jim Cornette. You may be you may be able to just run like an old jackrabbit and outrun Ron. But you can't outrun me. I'll run you down and drag you back to the ring and hand you to Ron Wright, and then we'll see what is left of Jim Cornette.
Doc, thoughts on Ron Wright right there?
Well, I want to know what he's able to do here. What's that car that he's going to be driving to the arena in?
A Buick. Let's see. Well,
A Skylark.
Well, something bigger than that.
Okay.
Can I tell y'all something?
A Buick LeSabre.
You know, my first car was a 1977 Buick Skylark that I bought for $600 for my Burger King job that I worked part-time. Like,
Can you imagine what that, Harper, can you imagine what that interior smelled like?
With those old bench seats that are probably ripped to fucking shreds.
Sweat and ass and smoke and just smell like poor people.
Did it have like one of the fucking radios with those big buttons and the
Delco AC?
Yeah, and the fucking needle would just kind of like go back and forth. You would hit the button, it would just.
The radio, when I got it, it didn't have a radio in it for one. But Harper, you're gonna love this. I got that car. We found, back in the day, I forgot that magazine that had the used cars in it. That's
News on Wheels.
Was it News on Wheels? Okay, yeah, News on Wheels. So that's how I found that shit. And I bought it from this old white man in Chalmette.
Oh God.
And I paid $600 for it. It was this is 1993, but it was a 1977 Buick Skylark. It was gold. Let me tell you, bro, that car was a tank, man. I had that car. I spent $600 on that car. I drove that car for 3 years, and I only paid $600 for it, and I never really had a major problem with it till that bitch broke down. And
That's
that was
fucked up.
But that car was a tank, bro.
Hey man, they started work. Hey, I just want to let you know they started working in the yard out there.
See, there he goes, his lawn man's ear again.
Man,
anyway.
hey man, even my lawn guys know to be on time and be early. Man, it's 8:30 in the morning right now. You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that in the background?
Not really. We can keep going though.
Was it a sedan or the coupe?
It was a 2-door.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 2-door. And that back then with the 2-door, boy, them 2-doors weighed 1,000 pounds each. Like
yeah,
the
they
door.
did.
Brock Lesnar wasn't going to rip the door off that car and throw it across the street.
Fuck no.
That bitch
He'd have
was
been out
all
there
metal.
struggling with it, like putting his foot up on it and pulling. And
Harper, that car might have got 10 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, bro. That's those big old fucking turds.
That some bitch, bro. That thing was a tank, man. I'm telling you, man, I drove that thing. Whew, man. I love that car. I wish I still had it. But anyway, yeah, a 77 Buick Skylark.
Damn.
Harper, any other thoughts on Ron Wright's gear and get-up that he had on?
He looks like a fucking an old fucking Eagles coach, doesn't he?
Don't
Like
depress
that
With that green, yeah.
Yeah. Like the Randall Cunningham year.
He ain't the head coach. He's like the linebackers coach.
Right. He's the fucking the fucking trainer that's like putting the fucking tape on your arm or whatever the fuck.
And he's spraying it with silicone to make you slippery. That way the lineman can't get a hold of you. Yeah, I could see that. Old brother Ron. Enjoy it, because I actually do think this is finally Ron's last, I don't even want to call it ride in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but I don't think beyond this there's nothing from what I remember. But, Doc, do you recall?
I think he does one more promo at some point, but I can't remember for sure. I thought he was gone before, so who knows? Don't ask me.
It's fine. We can't remember none of this shit. But anyway, so they do that. They got the Ron Wright promo. It's meat and potatoes, but I mean, it's still good to hear from Ron when we rarely hear from him lately. I mean, we've been hearing from him, but you know what I mean. He's been gone. They then go to a recap, like they start promoing the Thanksgiving Thunder, and they go through all the matches again. And then we get more from Cornette on Ron Wright, and Corny is making a last-second push to talk people into the building for Thanksgiving Thunder. That's that. We finally get, at the end of this episode, and this is what I meant last week by we still had one more week in this venue, because we get Brian Anderson and Tracy Smothers for the Beat the Champ TV title. I guess it's a pretty long match by TV standards. I mean, they start at about the 35-minute mark, and they go, a good 10 minutes or so. But this was a big part of this episode. Doc, I don't have a ton of notes. I'll go to the finish, but I guess I want to throw it to you first in case you did have anything. If not, I can just cover it. Okay, he walked away because his long man's outside.
He's like, "Where's my check, Doc?"
Yeah. So Brian Anderson wins this match to make it short and sweet, but he beats Smothers fair and square. Now, the thing was, after the match, Smothers goes to shake Brian Anderson's hand like he said he would, because he said before. He's like, "Hey, man, I'll shake you. If you beat me," I think his words were something like, "If you beat me fair and square, I will shake your hand." And Tracy attempts to do that. He attempts to shake his hand, but with all that happening, where am I at my notes? I lost myself. My bad. Smothers goes to shake Anderson's hand like he said he would, but Anderson cheap shots him. Smothers then gets back at Anderson and starts wheeling and dealing on Bryant. Smothers hits Anderson with a DDT, and then Anderson is still the TV champ as Smothers sends him running out the ring. Remember, these two are going to have this no time limit deal at Thanksgiving Thunder. So I guess they just did this. Bryant gets his win, but Tracy kind of, gets some heat on him at the end by wheeling and dealing on him and kicking him and whatnot. But, Harper, do you have anything from this?
I was waiting to see a fucking Ole kind of give a strike or something.
Nah, he kind of, I guess you could say he stayed out of it. I mean, he was cheering his kid on, but he didn't get too involved in it.
I like pull his foot or something.
Doc, it sounds like you got back. Are you back? That was not him. So, with that said, this is what happened last week, and everybody thought he was mad. Oh, boy. All right.
That's nice.
Let's go now to, or do you have any other thoughts on Ole and Bryant and Tracy there?
Nah.
All right. So let's go now to the closing promo of this recap show. And again, this is Corny. He's with JR, and apparently Corny is going to interview Ron Wright. Here it is.
Out of time here this week, and you haven't produced Ron Wright yet, just like I thought. He's not here.
No. Ron's here. As a matter of fact, he's waiting to come in. I wanted to give him a big entrance as befitting a legend. Hey, Ron, come on in.
Where?
See?
Well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
He's such a playful little fella. He likes to jump around all the time. Let me tell you something, Ron Wright, you old bag of bones. This may not be you in person, but this is what the dirty white boy's going to look like when Bruiser Bedlam gets finished with him. And then this is what's going to be left of you. You geritol-ridden, milk of magnesia drinking, preparation H using old fossil. I'm going to take and I'm going to break you in half. I'm going to tear you apart, you old sack of bones. And I'm going to stomp you into the ground because you're not a legend anymore. Jim Cornette's going to be the legend at Thanksgiving Thunder. Boy. Smoky Mountain Wrestling is hotter than ever.
You're going to get what you deserve at Thanksgiving Thunder, Cornette.
I will.
Yes, you will. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget our fan poll question. Do you think Bob Armstrong has been Smoky?
I think Doc may still be away. Harper, thoughts on Corny interviewing Ron Wright there, the old fossil?
Yeah, that was funny.
So I didn't remember this, and I didn't know what to expect when he did it. But he pops out the skeleton as he's claiming he's interviewing Ron Wright. I think Doc's back, but
Ron looks great, doesn't he?
Doc, did you remember this part when he did this, where he interviewed the skeleton as Ron Wright?
No.
Okay, me either. But I was telling Harper, I was trying to remember like what he was gonna do earlier. You know, he's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna interview Ron Wright," and I didn't remember exactly how all that panned out. I didn't know if Ron really showed up or not. So when you get to this point in the episode and he starts interviewing the damn skeleton, and you got to give JR credit. He's like just appalled, and he's like, "Oh, real funny asshole." You know, he's like we said on Saturday Night a couple weeks back. He's doing the "That's real classy" line that Harper uses. But any other thoughts, Doc, on Corny interviewing a skeleton?
You know, we do a good enough build up here. I'm just ready to see these matches and get out of this recap.
Well, here's the thing. Next week starts a new taping, but they're still a week away from Thanksgiving Thunder when they start the taping. It's kind of weird when you look at the timeline of it.
Well, I don't like that.
Just wait. Why are y'all talking about it like it's real? Anyway, so Doc.
Somebody's got to.
Doc, you usually don't like rating recap shows. I mean, do we even rate this thing?
I don't know.
We usually don't rate like recap shows, just so you know.
That's nice.
I don't know.
Okay. Harper, what do you think? Rate it or no?
Maybe.
I don't even know how you...
I mean, what do you say?
Yeah, like, what do you say? I don't even know how you give out government cheese, because...
I mean, I guess it'll be Jim Cornette. We get the cheese.
I don't know, man.
Or the skeleton.
Yeah, maybe. The skeleton. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Well, I'll let Doc think about it for a second. While he's thinking about it, become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You get the video review versions of these, your world-class shows, the other miscellaneous shows, tons of episodes. We do a lot of pre-show discussions. All that is available on Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And thank you everybody out there who's recently become a Patreon member. Appreciate it. Also, don't forget to use the Amazon referral link, tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Great way to support this show. And I'll leave it at that. Check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with ROH's Brian Malonis each and every week. On Mondays, they do classic and current stuff, along with our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, the northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional. With our Vantage Point and the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, support us, so please support them. Doc, you've given it some thought. Are you rating it, and are you giving out some government cheese, or is that kind of hard to do in a situation like this?
I say we just roll, pal.
That's nice. I'm giving it to fucking Cornette for wearing that badass fucking Louisville jacket.
It was a nice jacket. Hopper,
the jacket.
You know, the jacket. Imagine what that jacket probably smelled like.
Cigar smoke and stripper snail trails.
Yeah, and fucking weed and fucking
sweat,
fucking liquor spilled all over it.
The jacket.
It probably smelled like Mike's 77 fucking Buick Skylark.
Yes.
Harper, fill some time. I'm gonna pull up your T-shirt promo real quick. You and Doc talk about something. I don't care what.
So how was X-rated, Harper? Was it good? Did y'all do good?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Did everybody try hard?
Yeah, Mike was there.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
The hell
usually I'm the one that has to deal with him up here in Texas. I'm sorry that he's a real problem when you have to deal with him all the time.
All right.
Did your guys? I mean, did everybody have fun?
Yeah, yeah. It was great.
Okay.
Right, Mike?
Sure,
right, Mike?
It was fantastic. As soon as the ad stops playing on this.
How was it to be back home, Mike?
Oh, it was great. We went to Shishi's after, and it was.
Yeah, did you take Sasha to Cafe Du Monde?
As of this point, I don't know if she went or not. I'll know in a few weeks.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Harper,
I want to go. I want to go, but I don't want to go to wrestling.
I want to go,
Harper,
but like I don't want to go.
Y'all are just going to talk about wrestling the whole time.
Yeah, and this guy's worse than Doc.
I mean, at least Doc has a family. What does Harper really do?
Yeah.
Harper, you've got some T-shirts for sale, don't you? Oh, yeah. Look there's Harper. Let's find out about Harper's T-shirts. Here it is.
For the longest, people have been hitting me up. Chris Harper, when you getting the House of Harper shirt? Where's the Hard Body Harper shirt? Well, y'all can stop blowing up my phone. It's finally here. The official House of Harper t-shirt. They're all here, bruh. We got Edgerrin Stone, the standout. We got Kojak Sly, the greatest Revolution champion in the history of Wildcat, Matt Lancey, and yourself, and some former members of the House of Harper. And I can tell you this. I guarantee that when you wear this shirt out on a Friday night, you're going to get so much poo-tang. You know what that means. I'm going to throw in free condoms with every shirt that is sold, just to give y'all some extra protection.
I'll take it. I'll take one. Give me one.
Okay.
Give me one. Give me one. My cousin make it for you anyway.
Okay, well,
hey, you guarantee?
Yeah, but look, these are my condoms. These are manuals because I'm packing.
Oh, okay.
So these are the extra small for you.
Okay, but you guarantee?
I guarantee you, bro. When you walk in there, all the American girls are gonna come in. They're gonna make you a citizen. You can tell Vietnam to go. Green Card City, dog.
How much?
$20.
Here you go.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the change, dog.
Okay, that's 20 right there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And where can you find this shirt? You'll find it at the Wildcat shows, right? And also go on Pro Wrestling Tees, Booking the Territory. And that's where you will find this shirt. Click on it and buy it. What do you think, huh?
I just got laid.
Whoa, you see? It's already working.
Real classy.
All right,
I know.
that's nice.
What the fuck? And it gets me like $300. That's why I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm keeping the change.
Did he really give you $300 in the video?
Yeah, that's like three $100 bills.
Wow, that's nice. He's
I'm like,
packing like that, huh?
I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm keeping the change.
Well, there you go. Go buy a House of Harper t-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com, and go to the Book in the Territory page, or pick one up at a Wildcat show.
Yeah.
Doc, do you have anything else? Well, let's get out of here, man.
Man, do you know how blessed we're about to be done with all of our work, and it's not even 9 o'clock yet?
Man,
I know, huh?
Yeah. And Doc, have fun celebrating the Mrs.'s birthday for her birthday month.
What's she gonna do?
He's about to get the boots put to his ass is what he's about to do, because he already didn't do Mother's Day right last week.
How'd you fuck that up?
I made the mistake of saying she's not my mother.
That's nice.
How'd you mess it up? Because they always want ridiculous.
But she's not.
I don't know what they want, bro. What do they want? Do you
Attention.
know what they want?
They're like children. I'm telling you, they're like kids. They want attention. That's why they got birthday months. Because they want attention. No, it can't just be one day. It's the whole fucking month. They're like the Hallmark Channel with those fucking Christmas specials. It doesn't end.
Doc, do you want to talk about it at all or no?
Not really. I mean, I'm going to be living it the rest of the day. I don't know why you want me to.
I mean, just take it to fucking Olive Garden.
Rest of the week?
Maybe. I don't know, but when you got small kids, though, I mean, you know, there's the focus goes on them a lot because they need a lot too. Everybody needs a lot.
Yeah, but they're children.
I'm just saying that draws the attention off of.
Oh, like they take some of the. They're a heat shield.
Yeah.
A little, not a little. Let me just a little bit, but it's still rather ridiculous in my opinion. But we'll get out of here on that. Day. Oh dear God! It's always some bullshit.
Same thing, bro. Isn't that fucked up? They got their birthday, they got Valentine's Day, and they got Mother's Day.
And anniversary.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Damn.
That's not the problem. I'll tell you the problem. They have all 4 of those days, but that doesn't make them happy.
Oh,
Nothing does. That's the sad part about it. Nothing
Right.
does. Literally. It's always, they're constantly chasing their tail with it. And they think they're missing something as they chase their tail.
yep.
Right.
We go on a cruise.
They always want, no matter what, they always want more. And they watch these fucking HGTV bullshit fucking television shows. And it makes them think they're missing
And the
something.
dramas on TV that have everybody living well.
And they
Nobody's
think
like that.
they're missing something because of that.
That's
And
true, huh?
Yeah. Just anyway. All right. Doc, you ready to get out of here, man?
I get, as much as I love spending time in communion with our army, I think it's probably time for us to roll on out.
Sounds like a plan. Harper, do us all the honor and hit that tagline so we can get out of here.
Book it, bitch.
Before we get out of here, I want to say thank you to all of our patrons out there. We appreciate your patronage, and hopefully you enjoy all of our patron shows, whether it's pre-shows, whether it's world-class shows, whether it's the extra bonus shows as far as Patreon shows go, like the ECW one we did and the AWA one we did. We got a couple of more that we're going to be getting recorded. It's just a matter of getting them scheduled. But thank you if you're a patron. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, when you jump up to the $5 tier, you're going to be in that tier where you'll get those AWA and ECW extra shows we did, along with the Jim Crockett Promotions pay-per-views with the Bunkhouse Stampede coming up in the next couple of weeks. Maybe by the time you're hearing this, we've already had the first one, but that's neither here nor there. I want to also give a special shout-out to all the Hall of Fame patrons out there. We had a couple of new ones recently, but to name all of them, we got Coach Joey Chase, a.k.a. Willie Chase, Steve Mall, Ron Brown, Kenny Byersdorf, Glenn Abbott, at G.A. WrestleNut on Twitter, Bobby Murray, Marlon Mueller, who is at Half Pints Point on Twitter, Josh Warren, Everett Starr, Mike Childry, Kyle Riley, and disrespectfully classy Marky Blassie, Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean, Josh Dunn, Ryan in Auburn, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Morecci, Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacobs, Josh Fields, Chris Myers, Gerald Green, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Prue, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, Slider 91 US, David DeVries, Frog Zeppelin, SV Pageant, Bill Salsa, Big Rich, at Spy Boy Sports Cap, R.E. Miller 39, Dustin Roberts, Jay Shiny, Ruben Espinoza, Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin _Andretti, Coleman 822, Marty Howell, and T-Hog 94. Thanks for being Hall of Fame patrons. Did I get Godbold Unreal? I don't want no heat, brother. So anyway, thank you for being Hall of Fame patrons. We appreciate it. Your patronage, again, means a lot. And then check out the Bottom Line Wrestling cast with Mike Prue and his buddy JV as they break down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin month by month on a weekly basis. They are, I believe, in 1998. But if you want to go back, check out some of their episodes from 1996 and 97 on Austin. Or again, just dive in where they are currently at. New episodes come out every Wednesday morning. They're available on most platforms, including iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, and Google Play. You can find them on Twitter, also at Bottom Line Cast. Thank you, everyone, for being patrons. Thank you to all the Hall of Fame patrons out there. We appreciate it. Thank you for, I don't know, man. I'm just being honest here. Thank you for supporting this show because it really does mean a lot each and every, we put out 2 shows a week consistently for the free shows, and I'm just grateful that you all out there appreciate that, and that our 2 shows come out every single week on time, no delays. And I'm thankful to all of you who support this show and our patrons on Patreon. Again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT if you're not a patron. So please sign up, consider it. For $2 a month, you get a lot. For $5 a month, you even get more. And, there are other tiers, but that's your 2 basic tiers. So thank you very much. And that's all I got, as Harper always says when we get out of here. Book it, bitch.